Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to repot this tree. I really like the way it looks in this shallow container, but I think it's almost getting too big. I even had to put these rocks in here for two reasons. One, to kind of make it look more like a landscape, but then also to be able to have the soil a little deeper and let the rocks kind of hold the soil in place. But if you can see here on top, it's just getting harder and harder to keep some of these roots covered up. The soil keeps, washing off when I water it. So unfortunately, I just, even though I really like the way it looks, you gotta be aware of the health of the tree and that kind of thing. So even though it may stay in here for another year, okay, I'm gonna put it in a deeper pot. Hopefully kind of keep this rugged look. And what I'm going to put it in is this guy here that kind of looks like a big rock. So I think it'll still maintain the rugged look. I'm not sure if I'll put any of these rocks in there. I'll just, once I get it planted, I'll see how it looks, but it's going to give me twice the depth, to give me a little more room for the roots. So let's get started here. So first, I'm just going to put this tray up here to kind of get everything out. Start removing some of these rocks here. And that's, one of the, I guess, I don't know, unfortunate things, or just, a fact that, this looked good 2 years ago or so when I planted it. Everything was, really liked it, and I still like it. But like I said, I think it's time just to give the roots a little more room, and that's going to require it to kind of change its look a little bit. So let's see if I've got it tied in or not. I don't, so it should lift right out of here. Maybe. So it did lift out of here, but what do I got going on? Is this all roots, or is this a... Yeah, it definitely needed repotted. The way it initially felt, the reason I was a little puzzled, I thought I put a giant drainage screen over the whole bottom, and maybe I did, I don't know. No, they're just little pieces, but the roots definitely grew. Just trying to get this drainage screen out of here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it, just so I don't yank on the roots. Better just to cut them clean than yank on it, so we'll do that. And yeah, we'll see if we can find something else to get in that pot, because that's a neat little copper looking, glazed container. It's just really shallow, so it's got to be the right kind of tree. So let me see if I can get some of this root mass off of here. And I'm in Texas, and it's, even though it's only at the end of April, it's really warm outside. We've got daytime temps in the 80s, nighttime temps in the 60s. So, and what I was getting to, telling you about the weather, is I'm going to probably cut some roots off of this. And really, this time of year when it's warm, there's really no danger other than keeping them dry until they kind of heal up a little bit. But you can cut quite a bit of roots off of these guys. and without any real risk to the tree. I don't know if you can hear that, but kind of cutting through some of my soil. And that's why I use these big kitchen scissors, kind of utility scissors, to do root work. So I don't ruin my good pruners by cutting through soil and chipping a blade or dulling the blades down. That's why I use these big scissors to do some root work. I'll get most of this soil off, but I'm not too concerned getting all of it off. Just trying to see if I can expose a little bit of this root flare. So when I get it repotted, it'll look even more stout. I think that's probably good. Let's see. Always like when you've got a mature tree that you take a still just kind of sit there by itself. Just cleaning some of these up a little bit more. This thick one here. Go ahead and get that. Turn back. Get this tray back up here. I'm starting to drop too much soil, making a mess. Cut a little bit more of this big root. I think that one's fine because I've got some depth in this new pot. So I think we're good. Yeah, got most of it cleaned out there. I think we're in good shape. So I think it's going to go something like that. See if we can set him down in here. It's a little, doesn't have as much surface area as the other pot, but it's deeper, which I think it's going to be better. Yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good. Yep. That'll work just fine. And that was originally the back of the tree, but I'm just wondering if this can turn into the front. The root flare is not quite as nice, but I almost like the branching better, but I guess I could just cut that and fix it. But I think we'll stick with this as the front and just kind of put it in there kind of like that. So let me get the pot prepped here. A little piece of drainage screen here cut. Just have one hole in the bottom there, which I think is plenty. I'm just going to cut a little square screen. Just set it over the hole there. When I put soil in, the soil will just kind of hold it in place. And the soil I'm using is just my expanded shale, calcium clay or turfus, and some organic matter sifted. And I do have a video on my soil mix. Kind of blended it with a repotting of a cutting. So just go back to my channel and look at it. I just did it a few weeks ago, so shouldn't be too hard to find. But you could also go to my site, my channel, and search bonsai soil, and it should come up. And who knows, if I don't end up liking this pot, I'll let it sit here for a year or so, and then I can always repot it into something else. I just thought it looked kind of cool and kind of rugged looking. And that's the thing too with, you know, keeping trees long enough. You can keep them small for a while by doing a lot of root pruning and stuff, but eventually you're going to lose the fight and going to have to get them in a little bit bigger pot. But if you do keep them in a small pot and prune them often, you do slow them down, so you can keep them in a smaller pot for several years. Just all what you like. One thing I am noticing though, I do like this pot, but since it's deeper, just kind of changes the scale of the tree a little bit, but it's all right. It's still kind of a nice little look. And with my soil that I use, it's kind of got that gray, rocky look. It kind of blends well with this stone planter. Just making sure I get everything packed in here underneath the root, so I don't have any air pockets in here. Put a little bit more soil on this side. Okay, I think that'll work. Don't hate it, just different. I really do like the way the soil blends in with the rock though. I mean, you can't really tell that it's where the rock stops and the soil starts. I really like that. So, yeah, not too bad. Let's get a little bit more here. Okay, now we've got the repot done. Let's go ahead and give it a little haircut up top here. Just keep don't really like this branch coming down in front. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take that off. Kind of need to flip it around. It looks like it's growing towards the front. It's probably some from how it's sitting on my bench outside and some from winter time where the grow lights were more in the front, but I'll position it back out on my bench outside where the sun's hitting the back of it more. And that should remedy itself pretty quick. But yeah, you can see all these branches are kind of going straight out that way. But like I said, another month or two with the sun on the back of it, and it'll fix it right up. Got this branch over here that's growing down, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that off because I still want to maintain a kind of a flat look. And sometimes when I want that, you know, either whether it's a pad or the bottom of the canopy like this one, if I want it to look a little flatter, when I have these big leaves that are kind of drooping down, I'll just pinch those off. And that just cleans up the bottom of the branch. Got this one kind of pointing down over here. Guess that's not horrible. I just like, I mean, I could probably wire that because it's giving me a flare out there. You know, it's kind of front to back like that. It's just tipping forward. So if I get some wire on there, I can raise that up. But I don't think I'll wire it today. I'll just let it recover from the repot and the prune, and then see how it looks in another month or so, and then revisit it. Everything with balance looks good. It's front to back. It's nice. Got a nice rounded canopy from the front profile. So I'm liking the shape of it. It's just it needs a little more growth in the back just to balance it out. But we'll get there. I got a lot of little branches that are here. They just need to fill out, and that'll help that. I've got this branch that's growing in there, this branch here, so I've got a lot of options back there. It just needs time. So all right, I think that'll just about do it for this one. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. And we'll give you a quick spin around here. There's the front, there's the left side, there's the back, right side, and back to the front. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.